Okay, let me eat a snack and then I will finish this. Hey, Juan, ¿cómo estás? Hola, amigo Juan. Estoy bien, but I'm a little bit hungry. No hay problema. Vamos a comer dulces. Tengo chocolates. Tengo caramelos. Tengo más chocolates. No, amigo. Tú comes muchos dulces. Debes comer dulces en moderación, un poquito. Y necesitas comer frutas y verduras todos los días. ¿Sí? Sí, amigo. Necesitas comer bien. Okay, I'll give it a try. It's good. Está rico. Gracias, Juan. Chao. Chao. Hola, mi gente. Today, we're going to take a look at our eating habits and how there are some foods that are more nutritious than others. We're also going to make recommendations on how to make better food choices. So, grab a sheet of paper to take notes and let's do our best work together. By the end of today's lesson, you'll be able to talk about eating habits and give advice on healthy eating. Are you ready? ¡Vámonos! My first question for you today is, ¿cómo es tu alimentación? What is your diet like? Alimentación means diet, nutrition, or eating, depending on the context. Look at Johnny here. ¿Cómo es la alimentación de Johnny? What is his diet like? Would you say la alimentación de Johnny es saludable or poco saludable? We would say la alimentación de Johnny es saludable. Therefore, saludable means healthy. Correct. Say it after me. La alimentación de Johnny es saludable. Now, look at Jason's diet. La alimentación de Jason es saludable or poco saludable. We can say la alimentación de Jason es poco saludable. Say it after me. La alimentación de Jason es poco saludable. Good job. Now, let's talk about how often we should eat certain foods to have a healthy diet. We're not doctors, but we can certainly have a conversation about it. For example, frutas y verduras. How often would you say it's okay to eat fruits and vegetables? ¿Está bien comer frutas y verduras siempre? Or de vez en cuando? Look at the percentages to have a better idea, okay? Está bien comer frutas y verduras siempre. Siempre equals 100% of the time. So, what does siempre mean? It means always. Say siempre. Siempre. Now, say the whole statement with me. Está bien comer frutas y verduras siempre. You can also say todos los días, every day. Let's do the whole thing. Está bien comer frutas y verduras todos los días. Now, how often would you say it's okay to eat nuts and dairy products like yogurt? ¿está bien comer nueces y yogur a menudo or usualmente? Again, look at the percentages to help you answer. Well, in this case, both are okay. ¿Está bien comer nueces y yogur a menudo o usualmente? Can you guess what a menudo and usualmente mean by looking at the numbers? A menudo is something you do many times. Not always, but definitely time and time again. So it means often. Say a menudo. A menudo. Usualmente is more than often, and it means usually. Say usualmente. Usualmente. Está bien comer nueces y yogur a menudo o usualmente. Say the whole thing with me. Está bien comer nueces y yogur a menudo o usualmente. However, for those of you who are allergic to these foods, we must say, nunca está bien comer nueces y yogur. Nunca. Nunca. 0%, okay? Because it's dangerous. Say nunca with me. Nunca. Nunca. For example, yo nunca como mariscos porque mi esposa es alérgica. And check this out. The ending mente is the same as the ly ending in English. Usualmente. Usually. For example, regularmente means regularly. Generalmente means generally. So, what do normalmente and frecuentemente mean? Normalmente means normally, and frecuentemente means frequently. And just like that, you can understand even more Spanish. Pretty cool, huh? Now, look at these foods. How often would you say it's okay to eat them? ¿Está bien comer hamburguesas, helado y dulces todos los días? ¿A veces? ¿De vez en cuando? ¿O nunca? Well, I wouldn't say eating them every day is healthy, but I wouldn't say never either. It's about finding the right balance, you know? So, we could say, está bien comer hamburguesas, helado y dulces a veces o de vez en cuando. A veces is right in the middle, 50%. So, what do you think it means? It means sometimes, correct. And de vez en cuando is even less often. It means occasionally, once in a while. Say a veces. A veces. Now say de vez en cuando. De vez en cuando. Good. So, repeat after me. Está bien comer dulces a veces o de vez en cuando. Good job. Think of a food that you eat usualmente, a food you eat a veces, and one that you eat de vez en cuando. Now, remember, how much you eat is as important as how often you eat. I think that candy, for example, should be eaten occasionally, and in moderation. En moderación. Está bien comer dulces en moderación. Let me hear you say it. Awesome. Now, let's say that a friend comes to you for advice on how to improve their eating habits because this is what they've been eating. What would you say? You might tell them what they should and shouldn't eat, since they're asking, right? Should in Spanish is deber, and we use it to give advice or to politely tell someone what to do. So, you could tell your friend, no debes comer donas todos los días. Debes comer verduras todos los días. Can you repeat this advice with me? No debes comer donas todos los días. Debes comer verduras todos los días. Excelente. You can also give advice with necesitar, to need, to tell someone what they need to do. For example, necesitas comer frutas regularmente. Now, look at your friend's diet again and give them 2 more pieces of advice, starting with debes comer. No debes comer. Necesitas comer. Pause the video so that you can think and speak. Excelente, my friend! One final note. To give advice to yourself, you would say debo, no debo, or necesito. Debo comer hamburguesas de vez en cuando. I should eat hamburgers once in a while. So, think about your diet and give yourself 1 piece of advice to make it better. Great work today! Let's recap what you did. In this lesson, you learned to talk about eating habits using expressions of frequency, like siempre and a veces. And also, you learned to give advice using deber and necesitar. Keep up the great work. I will see you next class. Ciao. Nos vemos.